Throw on second down. Got some time now. It breaks down, rolls to his right, still looking. Now he's going to run. Inside the 35, inside the 30, far sideline of the 20. Touchback. 15, coming to the near side to the 5. Touchdown, Arkansas.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live on your favorite radio station, hitthatline.com and the Hit That Line Now app.
Don't say it's a fine morning or I'll shoot you.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson.
I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
And Tommy Kraft.
They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
Light the candle.
Produced by Christian Johnston.
How about this, cowboy?
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Let's stand up and call those.
So that was one of the 10 touchdowns from last night's game in Little Rock at War Memorial Stadium as the Arkansas Razorbacks walloped the UAP Golden Lions 70-0. And just one, you know what? Let's just go back and listen to them again.
Green gives it to Jackson, cuts right into the end zone. Touchdown, Arkansas. Jaquindon Jackson with his first touchdown as a Razorback, and Arkansas strikes first. They're going to toss it left side to Jackson. He's got room. Inside the 40 to the 30. There he goes. Jackson to the 10 to the 5. Touchdown, Arkansas. Jaquindon Jackson, 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, and the Razorbacks lead it 20-0. Play action. Green rolling to his left. Going to throw it to the end zone. Complete. Touchdown, Arkansas. Touchdown, Arkansas. Ty Washington. The tight end in the corner of the end zone, 23 yards. That was a heck of a play by both the quarterback and the tight end. Green's going to throw on second down. Got some time now. It breaks down, rolls to his right, still looking. Now he's going to run. Inside the 35, inside the 30, far sideline of the 20. Touchback. 15, coming to the near side to the 5. Touchdown, Arkansas. Singleton going to run the option left side, and he's going to get into the end zone for the touchdown. Jackson going to give it to Reed. Tyrell Reed, touchdown, Arkansas. From 4 yards out, a transfer from Hutchinson Community College scores, and Arkansas is an extra point away from hanging 70.
We didn't even have time to fit them all in. That was what your offense did to a much lesser opponent in UAPB last night. And Tommy, I legitimately don't know what else you could have asked for in a season opener for the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Execution. We talked about being physically dominant at the point of attack, which I thought this team was. And I don't care who you're playing. If you go out and you're able to on offense, sustain 10 drives, not have self-inflicted mistakes that end those drives, and get in the end zone 10 out of 10, and then on defense, stop your opponent on each and every one of their scoring drives, that's a pretty damn good night. And that means you're organized, you know what's going on, you know the plays. Now, does that mean they're going to go to Stillwater and hang 50 over there? No. But what it does mean is they can execute the plays that are presented to them both on offense and defense, and get that done. That's what we did see, even against a lesser opponent. I'm still in wait-and-see mode, but my expectations for last night's performance were well exceeded.
B in Clarksville said, who had Jaquindon Jackson scoring the first touchdown? I don't remember who said that on the show yesterday. I know I didn't. I had a pick six for, I think, Jalen Braxton. Billy says, Tommy, you're not allowed to shave until we lose a game.
I just shaved.
Oh, well, I guess that's rude. Barton Rogers, we needed Arkansas to crush an opponent like this. Chaz in Fayetteville chimes in this morning. In caller Texas, more than welcome. Phone lines are going to be open. We got our Fenceman Friday picks coming up. Tom Murphy joins us at the start of the 10 o'clock hour, 877-377-6963. Chaz in Fayetteville again saying the Hogs look great, especially on the defense and the offensive line. What they made, 7 rushing yards last night, I think was the game total for the Golden Lions. And then Arkansas, I mean, I know Jaquindon alone had over 100. The Razorbacks did what they needed to running the football.
Yeah, 7 net yards for Pine Bluff. Arkansas with 279 net rushing yards in the game that included 8 of their 10 touchdowns.
Patrick in Hot Springs appreciates us for giving those tickets. Everyone in his family had a great time. Patrick, when it comes to Little Rock games, now, I don't know. I'm going to be honest, the Arkansas State games may be more coveted than this year because no one showed up last night. They apparently sold 40,000, but you watched it on television. By the way, we hit the parlay last night. There was issues on the field, there was issues during the radio broadcast, and there was issues with the television. So we hit the parlay when it comes to War Memorial Stadiums with screw-ups. Thought we would, we did. But if you did bet on the game last night, Tommy, on the Bet Sarah app, if you won the bet, you got your money, and if you lost the bet, you still got your money. So everyone won last night.
You started all that at about just before 9:05, so we couldn't make it 5 minutes into the show before we had to pick at threads, try to pick the fly poop out of the pepper over things that had nothing to do with the game. That's what we do with War Memorial, and one reason we need to quit playing there.
To Old Yeller Outback, well, yes.
But, yeah, they win 70-0, and let's talk about toilet water pressure, flushing pressure in the bathroom. That's the most important thing that happened or didn't last night.
It's a top 5 scoring performance in Arkansas history. Last time he scored 70 or more points was against Nicholls State back under Brett Bielema 2014. Only team in FBS last 20 years to score on its first 10 offensive possessions, all these different wonky stats. You can play it every third down attempt during the game, and with the shutout for the first in 25 years. First time you've shut out a team on the Arkansas schedule since you did so against Tulsa back in 2018 with Connor Nolan, if you remember, was quarterbacking that game. But plenty of positives to take away, and we're getting more of them on the hotline this morning.
Football Friday brought to you by Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Lee J and Chris and their crew will set you up in a Grand Design, Forest River, or Brinkley Model Z. You'll be ready to roll with Wheels, and you'll have a lifetime warranty on every new RV they sell. That's Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with our buddies at Wheels RV.
Now, Wes points out something interesting on our video stream because a lot of the love, a lot of the adulation was given to the Arkansas offense last night. But it should be credited to the Arkansas defense once again. Shut a team down. And Travis Williams' squad, again, 7 net rushing yards like we talked about. Defensively, they were overpowering UAPB for a good chunk of that ball game. I love seeing the Little Rock kids stand out. Nico Davier, for example, had himself a great game. I'm glad the freshman, Braylon Russell, from right down the road in Benton, Arkansas, scored. But defensively, when you look at what Arkansas was able to accomplish, that was just as dominating a performance, Tommy, as it was on the offensive side of the football.
No, and I hope that doesn't get lost in all the conversation. There was, there was never really much of a threat on the goal line either. Pine Bluff never really threatened the red zone, much less the goal line.
Tommy, they did not cross midfield till 2:42 in the second quarter.
That's what I mean.
Think about that. You nearly went an entire half without the opposing team crossing midfield. That's what occurred in War Memorial Stadium. Complete domination in all phases of the game. I will say
Pine Bluff had 46 snaps last night.
Yes.
46 in the ball game.
I will say I was a little not irritated, but I just wanted to see the offense get stopped so I could see a field goal. Because all they did was kick extra points last night. I wanted to see if Arkansas, like you were joking about, we don't know if they have a punter because they didn't punt. Like that's the thing, is you didn't really see much special teams outside of extra points and kickoffs. That's going to be something you will see in Stillwater, Oklahoma next week. But dominated.
Hang on. Did you just suggest they shouldn't have scored as many touchdowns?
What I'm saying is you're going to need to see if your kicker can actually kick from beyond, 20 yards from the extra point. That's what it sets up to be. You're going to need that in Stillwater next week. You're not going to have the same complete domination you did in War Memorial Stadium. So I wanted to actually see that because I got no idea if these kids can kick or not. It's easy. I could kick a 20-yard field goal right now. It's not that hard. But I want to see if they can do that. They're going to be needed in Stillwater next week. It was, again, an awesome performance, a good start, and hopefully there will be a sign of good things to come. I do wonder for the guys that were negative, Tommy, and the gals that were negative about this team, like, are you just taking away of, well, they played a bad team? I mean, is that what you heard from your pessimistic friends last night after the 70-0 win? Like, what were they saying? Because I had some pessimistic friends who were like, oh, this actually might be a good football team.
Again, exceeded expectations last night. It's kind of the mood I'm in this morning. But let's wait and see what happens next week. 70-0 does not change my viewpoint or my expectations for the season. Still a very difficult schedule. You obviously played your easiest opponent last night. Let's not get carried away into any kind of fantasies of what this season may turn into. What they did do, however, is they look like a team that goes out and dominates an opponent at that level. That's what a Georgia would have done. That's what a Tennessee or an Alabama or a Texas would have done to an opponent of that nature. And I'm not sure they could have even attempted to do that last year. They could have attempted to do that, but I don't think they could have succeeded in that attempt last year.
All right, it is 9:10 this morning here on the Morning Rush. Tommy Kraft, Tyler Richardson in our new time slot. It's been a pretty successful first week. And I know some of you have been asking questions. Hey, what about the segments that we've been accustomed to doing all these years? Well, the good news is we're still rolling along with them. Just change the timing a little bit. Sean's here from the Fenceman. Sean, what did you think of last night before we get into our Fenceman Friday picks?
I'm going to follow suit with most of you guys. Sorry about my voice. It's been a summer cold issue, but man, to watch the Hogs execute like they did last night, it was really amazing. But again, they're going against a team that is not near the caliber they are. But I think it's
like when you guys go up against another fence company, basically. Right?
Yeah, it would be pretty interesting, dominating experience, that's for sure, or humbling for some other people.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good indication of what we're going to see. We're going to see some good execution. I think we're going to see the guys get really behind it, and I think next week, I think we're really going to. We're going to go in. We're not going to dominate, but we'll win the game.
Let me tell you this. I was with one of my most pessimistic Arkansas fans last night, and he bought a hotel to Tulsa and bought tickets for the game. And this was a guy that thought they were going to win 4 games this fall. And last night changed him. Now, I'm with you, Tommy. I'm not going to go that far. It was UAPB, but I will say, like you just said, they outperformed expectations.
For what I expected last night, I was thinking they'd score somewhere in the 40s. They'd give up a handful of points. And they clearly exceeded, I think, a lot of people's expectations and disappointed everyone that had UAPB in the points.
Let's just go back to yesterday.
If it's 10 or 11 possessions, you're going to score a touchdown on 7 of 10, 7 of 11 to get to 50.
I think
that means a touchdown more or less every time you touch the ball.
Well,
I don't know about that.
I didn't know either. I didn't think they were going to cover.
Listen, I wouldn't. I think the vast majority of those listening yesterday would have agreed with that realistic take. That's why I say they exceeded my expectations. Those were my expectations, and 7 out of 10. And I was right on the number of possessions, 10 or 11. They had 10. They scored on 10. They exceeded my expectations.
Well, and for me, the best part is not just on your starters came out and did a great job.
That's a great point.
Your second guys came out and still performed, and they just kept rolling through it, and it didn't seem like they, from first to third, in the position lineup, no one seemed to be tripping over their feet.
Just kept.
It's smooth,
steady, smooth. I mean,
so what does that tell you going into the season? Someone's going to get hurt. Something's going to happen. Those guys are going to be able to put someone right in behind somebody, and we're going to continue to roll through the season.
And the Hogs had 6 penalties last night. I mean, they didn't get in their own way. There weren't, an inordinate amount of false starts, illegal formations, the things that you can control, penalties that were not of aggression or just, penalties that are born out of effort. So that was another good sign, and that continued as the game unfolded, and that's a great point, Sean, that I was thinking about, because late in the game, I'm like, don't give up this shutout. Don't give up the shutout. And as you got deeper into the depth chart, I worried a little bit that someone's going to blow a coverage, something was going to happen, and, Pine Bluff would get a cheap touchdown after all the effort was put into a shutout.
Let me tell you something, Tommy. They almost did, didn't they? There was a couple plays last night where the guy stepped out of bounds. There was a touchdown. There was, I think, a penalty. They called one back. It was a little close there.
The play that wiped out the touchdown, which is out of bounds, which I was yelling at the TV at that moment before the ball was, halfway down the field. That was early in the ballgame. That was against your first line guys.
Yeah. So. All right, it is a different time again for our Fenceman Friday picks, but we've got some great games this weekend. First official weekend of college football, and a big weekend in Sean's household.
Fenceman Friday picks. Call the Fenceman for all kinds of fences, controlled access, and custom iron projects. 479-782-3936. The Fenceman. We ain't afraid of no work.
We got like real games with
I am excited.
brand name teams to talk about. I am excited.
And it's a pretty good lineup this weekend.
I was going to say, what's the tense level of your wife right now as Texas A&M is hosting Notre Dame? By the way, A&M
Is
is
this
a
the biggest
favorite.
game in the country, or maybe just the biggest game in our part of the world?
From a ranking standpoint, the only one that touches it is USC and LSU, but that's not till Sunday.
Right.
So I would say yes.
Yeah,
I mean, for a college football fan, this weekend is packed.
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, it starts, and Chuck and Bo alluded to it at the tail end of their show. You start your day with Clemson, Georgia, in Mercedes-Benz Stadium
Is that any good?
in Atlanta, Georgia, and it just keeps going from there. So I'm with you 100%. Cannot wait for this upcoming weekend of college football. So we'll start there with the Texas A&M Aggies that are, again, hosting the Notre Dame and the Fighting Zach Arns. Is that how you say it, Tommy? The Fighting Zach Arns is that the best way to say it?
Absolutely.
Okay. So they're hosting. A&M is
Not sure why he's a Notre Dame fan since he went to Arkansas, but anyway, moving
and
on.
he's from Virginia, and
I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense. Either way,
He's a contrarian.
Your wife's Aggies are 3-point favorites in this one. I was kind of surprised at that with the new head coach and Mike Elko. 3-point favorites, though, guys. I was gonna pick Texas A&M because Notre Dame, rare do they perform in big-time football games. So I'm gonna go Aggies in this one. What do you think, John? By 3 or more?
On. You guys know I can't go any other way.
Well, I didn't know with the new showtime, we're going to start it up a little different. We're going to take the wife off early, but making sure all is harmonious in the Braswell household.
No, we've had a great week together. I don't want to end the week that great.
I'll take the home team in this one too.
Yeah, it's actually now down to 2.5, so A&M could win by 3 or more points. Have a chance to get it done and start their, again, season off to a good start. So let's go to the game in Atlanta, neutral site. You think about Clemson. Clemson's right over the border in South Carolina, so this should be a pretty 50-50 game, I would think, as they take on the Georgia Bulldogs. Guys, I think this is going to be a 3-touchdown game. I've got Georgia winning this one handily.
What's the line?
Let me pull it. It just escaped me on the old app here for a sec, but Georgia is a let me see. 12.5. Georgia's a 12.5-point favorite, Tommy.
I'll take the Georgia Dogs.
Yeah. Dogs in this one, too much. Yeah. They got too much talent on this football team, Sean.
And you can talk about 50-50. This will be a Georgia home game in a lot of ways.
Oh, yeah. All the way. They've got their depth. They're
playing in
charged
Atlanta
really well. Yeah,
they're playing in Atlanta. This will be a very pro Georgia crowd. And I don't think that really matters to two teams like this.
Let's go to another game. It's very interesting for both coaches. Miami and Florida. Miami is a 2.5-point favorite going into the Swamp. Billy Napier. Now more Napier than Cristobal being on the hot seat. But Cristobal hasn't exactly gone like people thought it would thus far in Miami. They had a terrible ending to a game last year. I think they lost to Georgia Tech. Guys, Florida, again, is a 2.5-point underdog. I think Napier and then company pull it out. I really do. I think they not only cover the spread, I think they win on Saturday against the Canes. I got the Gators in this one. Chomp, chomp.
Chomp, chomp. That's where I'm at. I'm not a Miami fan. Can't go that way, so it's Gators all the way.
For Arkansas fans, Tommy, it's really, not that you like Florida, but, is there a team you hate more between Florida and Miami with some of the games that you played back in the day?
I probably
Still Florida?
dislike Miami more than Florida, but I don't like either one of these teams. But the most dangerous thing is a man backed into a corner. Most dangerous thing is when your back's to the wall. And I think that's where Florida and Napier are at, so I'll take the Gators.
All right, the final game that we will be picking today is in Vegas between USC and LSU. The LSU Tigers are favored in this one. This one is on Sunday. They're 4.5-point favorites in this game against
LSU's a favorite?
USC Trojans, yes.
All right.
So who do we got in this one? I am high on LSU, not for the season, but for this football game. Lincoln Riley is one of the softest known coaches in college football. He ducked out of the Ole Miss game. He tried to get out of this game. He ducked out of the SEC. I can't see them, even with an underwhelming quarterback that LSU has, I can't see USC winning this game. I've got LSU by at least a touchdown against the Trojans this weekend in Allegiant Stadium.
I'll take LSU.
Yep. Look, LSU's our neighbors right down the street, guys. So I've done some business around that area, so I got to stay with them.
How do they pay in corn dogs? Like, how does the
no, it's
the payment work?
Boudin and balls,
Dude,
and
gumbo.
And gumbo.
I can't hate on Boudin. It is some good stuff. So is it nice? What time did you wake up this morning?
Me?
Yeah. Did you get up normal time this morning?
I did. I was up 5:30. Man,
Okay.
5:30 is just like a natural bell in my head. I just, for some reason, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Just goes off.
It just goes off. The only time it does it when there's been too many adult beverages and mixed in the, so it goes off a little later.
5 o'clock.
That happens.
I'm up before 5 still. It's going to take a while.
You know, with the games this weekend, there's going to be a lot of people waking up with a different type of bell in their head.
Mm-hmm. There you go. All right, you're ready to go. And it's looking like a great weekend ahead. We're going to get some rain, some cooler weather. That's going to persist into next week, so that's good for your cruise. But, hey, we were talking last week. You're already booking jobs out to the end of the year, even into the first of 2025. If you're a city administrator or you're the planner for an industrial complex, you got a big job coming up next year. Now's the time to get those plans in front of you and your team.
Well, especially here in the River Valley. I mean, we're so blessed with the 188th and the Air National Guard and all that coming in here. There's so much activity going around. So many businesses are flourishing. Everybody's needing fences or needing construction work. Everybody's needing employees. I mean, we're fixing to see a huge economy burst right here. And but yeah, if you're needing our services for fence, you've got to get in line. You got to give me a call. We got to get advance notice so that way we can get you in there.
They're busy because they're the best. 782-3936 is their number. 479-782-3936. The Fenceman. He ain't afraid of no work. Sean, enjoy the long Labor Day weekend, and we'll catch up next Friday.
Guys, thank you very much. Y'all have a great one, too. Enjoy the games.
Sean from the Fenceman with our Fenceman Friday picks.
All right, when we return, we got our hog update. Your calls and texts and more of the morning rush as we continue on a Football Friday.
Hey, this is Cam Little, and you're listening to the Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BUY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. It's August, it's hot, and it's time to flip the lot. So we're giving you the best we got. Save up to $6,000 on red tag clearance prices on a fantastic selection of road-ready certified used cars with warranty. Plus up to $2,000 extra for your trade and no payments for 90 days. They've all got to go, right down to the bare asphalt. Get a great deal on a great car now and help us flip the lot. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath.
I know we're always on the go, heading to Fayetteville, Little Rock, Oklahoma City, and you need a place to fill up. But not just for gas. I need snacks, drinks, and a restroom that doesn't make me throw up. That's why my new favorite pit stop is Jam Mart number 10, located at 6201 Grand Avenue on the way out of town. I can't stop by without getting something from their hot box or a fresh made burger. That's Jam Mart number 10, located at 6201 Grand Avenue in Fort Smith.
Stop by the Golf Nut today and check out the full line of lab putters featuring Lie-Angle balanced technology. Lab putters were used by 14% of professionals in the 2024 Masters Tournament. All models of the new Scotty Cameron Phantom putters are in stock, including the longer 38-inch model. Come discover the biggest selection of name brand clubs, apparel, and accessories in the region. The Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue, your #1 golf shop for over 30 years.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
What's new at Wheeler Power Sports? Short answer, a lot. All new Kawasaki Ninja 500, Z500, Eliminators, and Mule Pro diesels. New Kawasaki Ridge side-by-side is now arriving. New Polaris Expeditions and Ranger XD 1500s. New Suzuki GSX 8R. New 2024 model Polaris Slingshots, including the Roush Edition, are now in stock. Check us out online at WheelerPowersports.com or stop by and see us at downtown Fort Smith at 901 North 11th Street. Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
The best things in life never change. They just get better. Like Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Loaded with fries, a drink, and 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Choose any 2 plus fries and a drink, all only $6.99. Hardee's Original Bag, loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hog hats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey.
Yes, sir.
Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
So Sam Pittman pointed out that getting his starters out early last night gives them a chance to rest up a little bit. You also got a chance to see some backups and some backups. And Coach Pittman was happy about that.
Yeah, that's big. I mean, that's just huge. To have those extra days, obviously we'll be sitting around watching them play. A lot of respect for them. They're, talking about being a playoff team and certainly went to the Big 12 championship last year. You got 18 to 20 starters coming back. Just Doak Walker Award. They're a really good team and go in there. I've been in there when I was at Oklahoma, played in Oklahoma State. It's a very loud stadium. We're really looking forward to it. We got our work cut out for us, but we're really looking forward to going over there and playing them and watching them on Saturday.
Tommy, the most important thing last night is something you always point out. Can you guess it?
Injuries
what happened?
Were not a big factor in this.
Didn't have any.
Yeah.
That's what Clay texted Zach on the postgame last night because I was curious if there was someone I may have missed, got nicked up or something. It's one of the first things Zach read from his text last night. Didn't have any injuries.
Nope, that's the most important stat. That's bigger than 70 to nothing. That because you go in, everybody available, and in some ways, at least in my mind, you may or may not agree with me, but you got 2 season openers. You had last night, and then to me, I think a lot of us, the real season opener comes next Saturday at Stillwater.
Yeah, no, I have
and you'll have everyone available for both season openers.
You don't have to worry about me disagreeing on that. All right, so we'll talk more about this 70-0 blowout. Soccer team won 4-0 against Gonzaga. Tickets are now on sale for the Illinois and Arkansas Thanksgiving game as well. So plenty more to get into, but that's your Hog Update this morning. And it's brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8
Already got a slew of texts this morning. We've got one open call right now. If you want to jump in, 877-377-6963. We'll start with Mr. Brendan Searcy. Brent, you're on the Morning Rush, man. Welcome in.
Ty and Tommy, this is the happiest Friday I've had in a very, very long time. I'm just so take.
Did you have two heaters in at the same time this morning? Was it that kind of morning?
I've already had two heaters, yes, sir.
I figured you might have had two at once today,
No. Well, let me break this game down to you as best as I can. Okay? It is amazing what a team can do with a competent offensive coordinator, as in Bobby Petrino. I mean, Kalen Green got better and better as the game went on. Then in the second half, he put in Malachi Singleton, and he did not miss a beat. Looked like we ran a complete offense with him in there. And then the last drive of the game, he put in KJ Jackson, and looked like they had the full playbook with both those guys. And our defense was fantastic. And I just want to know, who is that big defensive lineman, Raffard?
Ian Raffard.
I think that's his name.
Mm-hmm.
That's as big as the side of a house.
Yeah, he's right below 400 pounds, if I remember that right. They had a couple positive things to say about him in the offseason. Appreciate the call. Yeah, think about Friday. Tommy, I was curious the reaction, but there's really no
6'5", 388 is what they got him listed at. So 388.
Right, yeah, I was going to say right under 400 pounds. He's a
biscuit shy, they'd say.
I always think about like big defensive tackles. Terrence Cody's always the one that comes to mind on that. All right, let's talk to Jared, who's in Russellville this morning here on the hotline. Jared, you got about a minute and a half, man. Go ahead.
Hey, good morning, guys. Still interesting hearing y'all at 9 to 11, but
you like
it? Good to have you guys. I do like it. I do. I love it. I mean, the whole thing. Great call, Tommy. I know it was kind of interesting for you for 18 years, but we appreciate you throwing in a bone for us, guys.
Well, hopefully we're more than that. I mean, but
hey,
no,
anyway,
I'm just messing with you guys.
Yeah.
I'm messing with you. I appreciate that. I really appreciate you. But you like to sleep? Do you enjoy the sleep?
I don't know yet. Me and Ty haven't figured that part out yet. So.
Neither of us have.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Well, last night, guys.
There's still work being done before 6 a.m. at this point, but we'll get there eventually.
I understand. Well, guys, I'm just proud of the team. I'm really proud of Stan Pittman, to be honest with you, to put a team back on the field that he knew what he needed to do, and he did it well. And I was proud of him for that. And his pride, him taking his pride out of the situation, really was a blessing to me. And so I hope y'all have a good time, and I hope y'all enjoyed last night. And it's great. It's great to be back in football season. God bless y'all.
Good luck with those kiddos, Jared. Yeah. So parallel Saban and Fisher parallel Pittman and Fisher for a sec. You got one of the most egotistical guys in the sport that's no longer there. He's doing radio. There's no ego in radio, right? With Pittman. One guy has at least through one game let a guy call plays. The other guy didn't through 12 games last year. Maybe we'll see a difference in Fayetteville.
All right, if you're getting ready for the weekend, make sure you've downloaded the Bet Saracen app in the Apple Store or Google Play Store. We went over lines a minute ago with our Fenceman Friday picks. There are some tasty games this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And you need that Bet Saracen app for live betting during the games, all the lines and money lines and everything you want before the games. You were talking about parlays earlier in the show, jokingly with the stadium. Hey, you can get you a serious parlay for the weekend as well. Bet Saracen's where it's at. Also go to betsaracen.com and watch their video that makes it easier than ever to use and understand that Bet Saracen app. It's all at betsaracen.com.
Yeah, and if you bet on the Hogs to cover last night, you won money. If you bet on UAPB to cover because it was a shortened game, they gave you your money back. So it worked out for you. We got our Morning Rush Daily Question coming up next.
Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
Hey, this is former Razorback Quinn Grovey, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb pages.
He means the website, which is shop on Razorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Hey, this is Taylor Green, Arkansas quarterback, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
Matching down payments up to $2,500 right
Thanks
now.
for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fenceman was my first call. The Fenceman does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fenceman does it. The Fenceman. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
The dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sakhalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. From the preseason NFL to college kicking off, BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. Think you know your stuff? Try our winner-take-all $300,000 NFL Survivor Pool for the upcoming season. When the game is over, head over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today and use promo code BELIEVE and get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and HitThatLine.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive in Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fenceman was my first call. The Fenceman does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fenceman does it. The Fenceman. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch.
Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got trophies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. From the preseason NFL to college kicking off, BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. Think you know your stuff? Try our winner-take-all $300,000 NFL Survivor Pool for the upcoming season. When the game is over,
Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. The Carpat Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpatsocial.com. Carpat Social, the getting out of the sun, making golfing fun.
All right, I think at the root of most conversations already happening today or even last night after the game is, you know, if you dig down a little bit, the conversation is going to come back to this. Did last night and what you saw in a 70-0 win change your expectations for just next week? Let's forget about the season. I think if last night changed your expectations for the season, you probably didn't have too deep a roots already grown in on the year. So let's just talk about next week and Oklahoma State. Did anything you saw last night, fellas, make you think that the game next week may turn out a little different than what you thought before kickoff, last night? Did it change anything for you?
Not a bit.
Have to watch OSU first this Saturday. Have to figure out, have to see what they look like.
South Dakota State, 1 o'clock. ESPN, one of the network, it's one of their stations, but no, it didn't. I mean, that's a bad football team. They went 2-9 last year. They were one of the worst in college football. I mean, Talon ended up with decent numbers last night, over 300 total yards, but he still looks shaky at times during the passing game. He looked a little nervous, and that's expected in his first game as an Arkansas Razorback. But he did make a play or two in his legs, so I was like, wow, this is awesome. But no, I mean, you got to fit the ball in some tight windows next week in Stillwater, and it really didn't change me one bit.
There were some balls that were behind, but I don't. Was that on the quarterback? Is that on the receiver? I mean, only the coaches and the players that are in that film room breaking that down can say, hey, where the snafu was at. We just say, well, the quarterback threw it behind the receiver. Well, maybe the receiver didn't run the right route.
Or yardage.
Or maybe ran the right route but didn't run it precisely enough. I mean,
great point.
We assume what we think we know, but we don't always know exactly what was supposed to unfold.
Yeah, that's why some people have issue with Pro Football Focus, because they think they know what plays and stuff are supposed to be executed, and they grade them out, and the coach looks at it, it's like, all right, that's not what he's supposed to do. That's why he didn't do this. But to your point, I don't think it's all fair that we always pin the blame on the quarterback, but they also, to be fair, they get the lion's share of credit when something good happens on offense.
They get the lion's share of blame when it doesn't. But there were 70 plays ran last night for Arkansas offensively. I don't know how many of those 70 were duplicates, so I'm just going to pick a number out of thin air, 50. Okay. All right, they ran 50 different plays. I don't know if that's close or not, but that's just for the sake of conversation. They proved that they could take however many plays and different plays they ran and execute them. I'm not saying every play went perfection, but you strung plays together, you got first downs, you put the ball in the end zone on every drive, and I just don't think you can gloss over that. The idea that you scored on 10 consecutive drives, that's why it's not very common for this to happen. That's why you're looking through the history books.
20 years.
Because it's extremely rare, because it doesn't matter who your opponent is. Sometimes you yourself are your biggest opponent.
So
Arkansas did not get in its own way. They did not beat themselves on any of the 10 drives.
So Tommy Kraft answered the Carpat Social Morning Rush Daily question. How much did it change your opinion? Sounds like a little.
A little. 15% maybe.
Okay.
I'm probably 15% more optimistic because they proved to me they could execute what the coaches we're asking them to do. And I just think in this world, well, it's UAPB, it's an FCS opponent. They were 2-10 last year. I'm not saying you played a great opponent. I'm not saying that, hey, now I think we're a 10-win football team based on last night. But what I did see is a much improved football team that on the offensive side, which we focused on because it's easier to look at 10 drives and 10 touchdowns. But you also got to look over there at the 11 drives that UAPB had. And how many did they score last night? None. So, I mean, and they didn't even threaten the goal line. Now, I know we talked about the play where the ball was thrown from out of bounds, and that would have went for a score. So you were fortunate. It was a great throw, but, the play was dead. So, in the end, defensively, you executed, I guess, equal to how well the offense ran. You didn't beat yourself, and that's what I take away from last night.
Couple texts on this before we get to some calls. Again, the Cart Pass Social Morning Rush daily question: did last night change maybe your expectations offensively heading into Stillwater next week? Josh said that he's talking about Taylor Green played 2 quarters and looked 10 times better than KJ. I don't know if I go that far, even though KJ didn't look great last night playing for UCF. David Branson says the realistic expectations after last night are winning 6. Bart from Rogers chimes in this morning and says, guys, if you plug in last night's team, they would not have scored 70 and they would not have pitched a shutout.
Last year's team.
Either. What did I say? Last night's team, excuse me. Last year's team, they would not have pitched a shutout.
I agree with that. I don't think last year's team could have went out and executed all of those plays or enough of those plays to complete all those drives. And let's not, act like every play of the 70 went to perfection, but you don't have to be that perfect. Even you just have to keep moving the chains.
Billy,
and they did.
Billy from Hot Springs, I was elated that they played clean football. Jackie in Cherokee Village says the offense was way better in last year. And JT in Hot Springs with the text in that we'll get to. Last night changed a lot in my mind. I think they go to Stillwater and win now, and the confidence starts to build as they win more games than expected. All right, that is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush daily question. Keep telling people I'm going to be there on Saturday night. Is that going to deter people from coming to their grand opening?
It would for me.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to be there tomorrow.
If I was your buddies, I'd tell them, hey, Ty, just tone down.
You can talk about it, but just don't say you're going to be there. So, again, they had their lull.
You say it as though that's going to draw a crowd.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think in your own egotistical world, if they know Ty Richardson's there, then they'll be lined up around the corner.
Well, that's your words, not mine. But
I can see it in your eye.
Either way.
And it's not because of your radio celebrity. It's because they know you're going to put on a hitting display in one of the bays.
Well, it's a combination of both, actually. But we would hate to exaggerate on this sports talk show.
They do have those new shank nets up.
Yes, they do. I'm not exaggerating, though. They have an awesome facility. Christian Olsen, Nate Garahan have put together a fabulous facility in Northwest Arkansas. In Lowell. They've got their, again, big stuff this weekend. So go by and see it. They've got their scramble contest beginning tonight, and their official launch party is tomorrow, and the raffle winner will be announced 7 o'clock on Saturday. It's the number one, not just Northwest Arkansas, but Arkansas destination for indoor golf. Cart Pass Social, the getting out of the sun, making golfing fun. So we took some calls last night on Hog Reaction, and they're pretty good.
Let's go to Brent over in Searcy.
We dominated the line of scrimmage. We did exactly what we needed to do, and we won the game 70-0. I mean, it just shows what a really good offensive coordinator with a really good quarterback can do.
Blake in Gilbert, Arkansas.
If you remember, I think it was week 2, we played Kent State.
Mm-hmm.
And Kent State was one of the worst-ranked teams in college football. And we won that game 28-7. And I can remember at the end of that game, just sick to my stomach. We didn't look impressive. It wasn't an impressive win, but tonight we looked impressive. And I know UAPB is not great. They're not good. But we looked good. We looked good on both sides of the football, and especially at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the football.
Tim in Mineral Springs, what's going on, man?
We did what we did on offense with some of the key players out tonight. As far as defense, we put a goose egg on the board. Anytime you do that against another Division I opponent, that's big. I think we got something to look forward to.
Ryan in Hot Springs, how are things in the Spa City tonight?
You know, we've been waiting on a game like this for close to 3 or 4 years. It feels like every time we've gotten up big, Pittman's kind of handcuffed his OCs to, kind of sit on the ball a little bit, not move it, and, we get up 49-0, and we just, we don't do anything else with it. So it's kind of nice to, really to go ahead and just keep the foot on the gas all the way to the very end of the game.
49-0.
But none of those calls can live up to the call that we're taking right now. Mr. Eddie in Clarksville, joining the Morning Rush, the first time in its new time slot. Eddie, good morning here at 9:50.
Good morning, gentlemen. I tell you what, I can't describe what's running through my body right now. And it's running through my veins from the top of my head to the bottom of my toes. Let me say this. I made some bold predictions. Let me say, number one, how important is mindset? The belief in yourself and to get to take care of business on game day, which has been missing from my football program. Let me say this. Them days are over. And let me say this. We got number one, something to look for. We talk about looking forward to. You got the best offensive coordinator in the country. He writes the book on it. That was Costello. I write the book every day. For this football season, we just wrote the first book. But more importantly, we got the best and upcomer on defense. Coach T. Will, hats off to you, sir. You're going to be a head coach somewhere quickly because you wrote the book on defense. And so when you get to, what do we got now? We got a balanced football team. And last year, we were just primarily, I made a bold prediction. Last year on defense, we allowed 4.2 yards a carry. This year, we're going to be stingier, 3.5, a little over 3 yards a carry. We got the defensive line to do it. We got the defensive coordinator to do it. We got the best. Look how our offense looked last night. And that's why I cranked up last night. Pour the sugar on me.
Pour the sugar on him. Eddie, appreciate the call. So not only does Arkansas have the best offensive mind in college football in Bobby Petrino and Eddie's mind, but the best newcomer in Travis Williams, soon to be head coach in college football. I think Travis Williams is grossly underrated based on what he came into last year one, and again, we'll see how this pans out.
How this season goes.
But I was impressed. I might be more impressed with the defensive performance than I was with the offense last night.
Again, let's not get the cart way in front of the horses.
Would we do that?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Let's not get carried away yet. You beat Pine Bluff. You did everything you could or were supposed to do in a game of this magnitude. Let's get to a week from Saturday and reevaluate. I'm excited, though. They exceeded my expectations last night.
Yep. All right, let's go to Dr. Tyler. I think it's Dr. Tyler. Is that who it is? Or DR? Okay, DR, you got about...
No, that's David. That's David.
Oh, okay. All right, let's talk to our friend David Rath with Rath Mitsubishi and Rath Auto Resources. David, you guys are at the end of the month. Now, I think you're revealing something right now that you haven't done just yet. Well, what's going on at Rath Mitsubishi?
Yeah, man, I was actually working on putting it on the website and everything right now, trying to get ahead. Yeah, we're doing kind of been keeping this one quiet, but we're going to do a Labor Day special here. We're going to do state sales tax paid with trade-ins now through the end of Monday, so through the Labor Day weekend. So I could use the trade-ins, trying to kind of have a big push here through the end of the month. So that's stackable with any of the incentives Mitsubishi's doing. So you can still take advantage of those 0%, rates as low as 0% with approved credit. You got trade assistance rebates. We got customer rebates, all that good stuff. And yeah, bring in your old ride. We're going to get your state sales tax paid along with that too.
I was talking to David yesterday. I didn't even know who the Eagles was. Luckily, as the pop culture man, David Rath, not only does he know cars, but he knows any pop culture reference, old music. You can ask about any Back to the Future stuff. It's always a good conversation with our friend David Rath. Again, go by and see him, Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale, and his dad, Larry, at Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith. David, always love catching up with you, man. Have a good rest of your weekend. Labor Day weekend at Rath Mitsubishi.
Yeah, have me, guys.
Absolutely. Get David Rath Join us for all this. All right, we got a lot to get into in hour number 2. Tom Murphy's going to start the hour as we continue on here on the Morning Rush. We're also going to take more of your calls, more of your texts. If you want to get those in, 877-377-6963. We're going to hear more from Coach Pittman. Again, Arkansas dominates 70-0 against the UAPB Golden Lions. Taking your reactions and taking Tom's reaction when we return. Stay with us. Hour number 2 coming up next.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're at the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb-based brands.
He means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. It's August, it's hot, and it's time to flip the lot. So we're giving you the best we got. Save up to $6,000 on red tag clearance prices on a fantastic selection of road-ready certified used cars with warranty. Plus up to $2,000 extra for your trade and no payments for 90 days. They've all got to go, right down to the bare asphalt. Get a great deal on a great car now and help us flip the lot. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath.
You will never find a boring old burger at Art's Barbecue and Burgers in Fort Smith. Try the Wild West Burger, topped with a hot link, jalapenos, and Art's hot sauce. The Brisket Burger, with tender brisket and caramelized onions on top of their hand-patted burger. Or the famous Art Attack, with house bacon, smoked ham, an onion ring, and a fried egg. There are 10 different burgers to choose from, and they're all $1 off every Saturday. Art's Barbecue Burgers and more. Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Are you interested in saving money on your heating bills and upgrading your home's energy efficiency? Now's the time. Installing or upgrading to natural gas allows you to take advantage of high-efficiency appliances that save energy and money. From furnaces to water heaters to gas dryers and fireplaces, there's a natural gas option to fit your home and your budget. What's not to love about that? Don't wait. Call AOG today at 800-842-5690 or visit AOGC.com to learn more. AOG, energy for life.
Top CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
Did you know that almost 80% of all advertising is spent on digital? This is Dale Daniels, Digital Sales Manager for ESPN Arkansas, and due to the growth in digital advertising, we have the opportunity for the right person to join our team. Digital and radio advertising go hand in hand, and we're looking for someone to help businesses grow with this powerful combination. If you have experience in broadcast and digital marketing or business development, we want to hear from you. Email your resume to sales@hitthatline.com. Pearson Broadcasting is an equal opportunity employer.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine, a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Our high temperatures this afternoon into the upper 80s. We'll see a chance of showers and storms tonight. Overnight low in the upper 60s to near 70, and a good chance of showers and storms on Saturday, a high low to mid 80s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Shamrock Liquor Warehouse, 5609 Midland Boulevard, your leader in fine wines, beers, and spirits. You're listening to The Morning Rush, live from the Bushlight Studios on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith. This hour of The Morning Rush is brought to you by Farm Credit. From farms to land, livestock, equipment, and more, Farm Credit finances it all. Learn more at myaglender.com.
Green's going to throw on second down. Got some time. Now it breaks down, rolls to his right, still looking. Now he's going to run. Inside the 35, inside the 30, far sideline of the 20. Touchback. 15 coming to the near side to the 5. Touchdown, Arkansas.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live on your favorite radio station, hitthatline.com and the Hit That Line Now app.
Don't say it's a fine morning or I'll shoot you.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson
I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
and Tommy Kraft.
They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
Produced by Christian Johnston.
How about this cowboy?
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Let's stand up and call those.
You know, I remember a buzzword that Tom Murphy used a couple weeks ago, talking about Jaquindon Jackson, Arkansas's new starting running back. He mentioned attitude, talking about how Jaquindon had a bit of one, which you want in your running back. I think Arkansas played with that, not just Jaquindon, but overall last night. We're going to catch up with Tom. He was, of course, watching the game last night, get his reaction, his thoughts as Arkansas clobbers UAPB 70-0 in the Rock.
Hey, we're brought to you by Farm Credit on this Football Friday. When it's time to spruce up your existing home or even build a brand new one, you can trust the experts at Farm Credit of Western Arkansas to guide you through the financing options that's best for you and your family. Go to myaglender.com or drop by any of those 25 locations you'll find. There's one near you. And get started on the process of building more family memories in your dream home with Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. We'll get back to the football game last night. There's an event coming up that we're going to be involved with here on the Morning Rush, and it's a really special event called Team Luke, and you can go to their website. It's Team Luke Hope for Minds.org, which raises money and helps support the children and those with brain injuries. And this is a really neat project that several have gathered on, and if you're in the Fort Smith area, you're probably a little more familiar with Team Luke, and you've seen that before. Bobby Bank, who is the director of tennis at Hartscrabble Country Club, has made this really a passion of his. But they're moving their event this year to Pinnacle Country Club in Rogers. It's going to be on September 17th. That's a Tuesday night. It's going to be called A Night of Hope, and it's an evening with Coach John Calipari. So for those that have not heard Coach Cal speak in person, Ty, it's going to be a special night at Pinnacle Country Club where you can go and be a part of this event. Hear Coach Cal speak. There's going to be opportunities for a private meet and greet and a VIP cocktail party before. Joe Klein's going to be there, former NBA and Razorback great. And there's still opportunities for you and maybe your associates at work or your friends to be involved. Go to Team Luke Hope for Minds.org. That's Team Luke, just like it sounds. hopeforminds.org. You could sponsor a table. There's about 10 tables left for this event. You can buy individual tickets, and it's going to be a great evening that you can spend time with those that want to be and hear Coach Calipari up close and personal, and then just support this great cause for Team Luke as well. We'll be telling you more. We're going to be involved, and this is going to be a great opportunity, and really looking forward to being there that night. To help support this great cause and see John Calipari. That's Team Luke, hopeforminds.org, and we'll see you at Pinnacle Country Club Tuesday night, September 17th. Go to that website I was telling you and get your table now because there's only about 10 or 12 left for this event.
Is this a suit and tie event?
Yeah,
Are we
it's going to be a
thinking?
little dressier than usual.
And what we're accustomed to, typically.
Yeah, I don't think you can wear your jorts to this one. So,
Good. No.
So this will be a lot of fun.
All right, let's talk to our friend Tom Murphy here in his new time slot. He'll be back on Thursday, but we wanted to get his reaction. Tom, we'll start with the rushing attack. Nearly 300 rushing yards amongst Jaquinda Jackson, Taylon Green, Braylon Russell, and others. You've talked about on the program. Bobby Petrino kind of thinks they're going to be able to run the football. What did you think of that last night?
Good morning, guys. Well, it was part and parcel of a big-time offensive display, and I guess, UAPB is not going to have the personnel on defense that we'll see next week at Oklahoma State. But it's better than struggling. I mean, look back to the 2021 game on a team that went 9-4, and they led 45-0 at halftime and then did not score in the second half. So in this case, they did. They converted every third down. They were 9 for 9. They ran the ball well. The offensive line, I described it as mashing. There weren't a whole lot of blown blocks or assignments. And I think on Jaquinda Jackson's 46-yard touchdown, not only did we see nice work at the point of contact by Fernando Carmona and Imarian Harris, which Carmona described as doing damage. We saw that, but it was a little pitch to the left. But Keyshawn Blackstock was about 15 yards downfield and blocked a guy. It was like the final springing block on that touchdown. So great effort, and, everyone's feeling the confidence kind of permeates the team after a game like this. So they'll go into Stillwater, mentally as engaged as you could hope for.
I love his face mask, man. He's got one of those old-fashioned face masks. He always stands out when he's on the line of scrimmage. So my question is, Tom, for your readers at Whole Hog and Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, for our listeners, what are we supposed to take away from last night? I mean, you kind of talked about but what should we, I guess the better phrase, what should we do with the data that has actually been presented with us, which was about 3 hours of Arkansas football last night?
Exactly. And here's the thing. I mean, 600 and whatever, 70 yards, whatever that was, a massive number, but it also was with 10 minutes shortened from the game.
Great point.
But the thing is this, as I mentioned, broadly, confident. You had second and third teamers playing. Tim Petrino pointed out J.J. Hollingsworth, a kid who's, deep on the depth chart, probably third team, went in there and played well. Second team and third team O-linemen got to get in there. I mean, you have to determine which of the freshmen that you think you're going to really play in 4+ games, like a C.J. Brown and a Bradley Shaw. They got in there and did stuff, but everybody's feeling good about where they stand, and it's a better feeling to have that than to have some questions like they did from the 2021 game against UAPB.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the punting last night. No, I'm kidding. Tom Murphy with us here on a Football Friday. So, does last night's performance change anything about the way you feel a week from tomorrow when you go to Stillwater? Are you expecting a little more? Because I wasn't expecting the execution. That's what I've gone back to. Forget who they were playing. This is a team that still went out on both sides of the ball and as much as they could on special teams and executed the game plan, executed the plays that were called. They did not beat themselves. Does that elevate any of your expectations moving forward?
Well, you have to give the coaching staff credit for this. And I was just writing about that very fact that, they executed. They did not have, communication breakdowns or, alignment.
Yeah, no illegal formations. Pre-snap penalties were not they only had 6 for the game total last night.
Exactly, and 3 of those were on special teams. But you saw the UAP punt team had some problems. I think they had to call a timeout once. They just did not execute really well in their punt game, and it showed on the field. And conversely, you didn't see that from Arkansas. It was interesting that Travis Williams we'd heard early in camp he was going to be in the press box, and so, but he was on the sideline, and I think that's because they feel like the communications will be just fine that way, and they can go to the iPad and show guys stuff. And Travis, I think, really wanted to be hands-on. So, does it change how I feel? I mean, we felt it would be a rout. it was a rout, but to score 10 touchdowns on 10 possessions, you don't expect that. So that's kind of that is a record breaker. And I just think it helps for the confidence level, but I still see the Oklahoma State game as they'll be an underdog. But I think if they can execute on third down to some extent as they did last night, then they'll give themselves a chance.
How about Bobby and them sunglasses? Didn't he look like he could whip Chuck Norris's ass? I mean, them were some bad-looking sunglasses.
And he switched to the readers.
Yeah, I'm only talking about the first half.
Well, I think my favorite line I think my favorite line from the post game was someone asked about, what they thought of Petrino's first game, and Sam talked him up a little bit, and then he just said, "Hey, look, Bobby came back, and the legend will continue to grow." And there is a legendary type status with Bobby Petrino in some Arkansas football fan quarters, because that was something else last night.
Tom Murphy with us here on the Morning Rush. Tom, let me take that a little further. The wins, Petrino's going to get credit. The losses, Pittman gets the blame. Think that pans out this season?
Oh, I don't know about that. I think that's just it may be oversimplifying it, but here's what I like about that. Jimbo Fisher clearly bristled. Like he was seen as an offensive guru, or he is seen, but I think he was intimidated by Bobby Petrino's presence, as in, I'm just as much a guru as him. Sam Pittman has embraced Bobby Petrino's legend, talks about his legend, and deals with it. He knows he's a great offensive line coach. He's reapplied himself there. He wants the program to do well, and he can accept that Bobby Petrino is going to get a lot of the accolades. And when you can do that, I mean, you're basically a bigger man, and that's what he's done here.
Well, I mean, put it in this. I hadn't thought about it this way, but Bobby Petrino is to play calling in some's mind, like we think about Sam Pittman with offensive line, in technique and coaching and development there. So, I mean, in some ways, at least in some opinions, I don't think this is the way everyone feels. You got two of the top in their field on your staff. One is a head coach, and one is as an offensive coordinator.
Right, and Sam Pittman just doesn't feel threatened by it. He's of an age. I mean, he's mature enough to understand this guy's a genius. He's a guru at calling plays. He always has been. And I'm a really good offensive line coach, and if we can work together, it's gonna serve the same function and improve program. And we have one example that it worked well. There are going to be adverse situations that come up, and we'll see how things play out.
All right, the rare Saturday off for Tom Murphy during the season when it's not a bye week. So what's the game you are most looking forward to this weekend?
LSU is playing USC. That's a great one. I don't know the full slate, man. I get so
How about Notre Dame and A&M? That's on the top of my list.
It is, and A&M's favored by 3, I saw, which to me, that's a pick'em game since it's at home. So very, very intriguing. Got to put eyes on that one. Georgia Clemson, obviously.
Clemson's going to get stomped. Clemson is going to get boat raced.
We'll see, man. I mean, Georgia seems to be the deal, and they got left out last year. Didn't hear a ton of whining from them. They handled that well. They got left out and probably shouldn't have. But anyway, yeah, there's a lot of great games. And I got to say, I thought about this a little bit yesterday, and I dang sure thought about it when I woke up. It's beautiful that it's a Friday. We got a full day of football watching tomorrow. I love that.
And we shouldn't count out high school football. Like, you got Battle Rogers Avenue. There's plenty of other great high school football this weekend as well.
You got Greenwood at Bentonville West. You got Tulsa Union at Bentonville. You got Fayetteville visiting Cabot. So, we could keep going.
Yes.
But, it's going to be a good night and it's going to be cooler, so a great night for high school football.
Yeah. Tom, enjoy your day off. Don't let Wally or Matt or anyone else that you work with tell you they have to work on Saturday. Enjoy this much-deserved day off during football season. We'll chat on Tuesday, day after Labor Day.
Oh, man, I love it. See y'all.
All right, Tom Murphy with us. Tuesdays and Thursdays, special Friday appearance following Arkansas's 7-0 Hogs by 70 last night victory over UA Pine Bluff. Going to be a great weekend to get away at Gaston's White River Resort. Hopefully for those that booked months ahead for Labor Day weekend, You are probably excited about it. Maybe you're packing the car right now, going to head that way soon. Maybe you got a guided fishing trip for this weekend. That will be awesome because the weather is going to be beautiful on the White River. And I love this time of the year. We're kind of headed into fall. Leaves aren't changing yet, but that's what I want to talk to you about. That's what's coming up and just around the corner. So now's the time to book an October or early November trip when the fall foliage is changing. It's great on the drive up to see it. Number two, when you are out fishing and you're just floating the White River, to see it from that vantage point is incredible. Have a meal in the restaurant, kind of overseeing it all. I mean, it's just it's heaven on earth. I don't know how else to say it. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
Streaming live from hitthatline.com.
Them hogs, man, hey, them hogs can't do no wrong, fella.
You're listening to The Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
That's my hero. I want to be when I grow up.
This is The Morning Rush.
Matching down payments now through the end of the month up to $2,500 at Harry Robinson, Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off of I-40 in Salisal. Troy, there's no other way. This is free cash.
Yes, definitely. I'm excited, man. Tommy, we are going to be matching your down payment up to $2,500 from now until the end of the month. Close of business August 31st. We're done doing it. You guys love it. We brought it back. Let's make some deals happen. Come down here. Let us save you some money and let us match your down payment up to $2,500.
You know, if you're upside down in a vehicle, you're behind on the equity, this is a great way to catch up out of the gate.
100%. This money can eliminate negative equity. It can get you a cheaper payment. It can get you a better interest rate. It's a plus. It's a win-win. Come down here and see us. Let us match your down payment up to $2,500.
Hey, if you've went elsewhere and been told you're upside down, this is a great way to get out at Harry Robinson Salisal Ford. Matching down payments up to $2,500. Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off of I-40 in Salisal, and online at harryrobinson.com.
Summertime in Arkansas means pond and creek fishing, and nothing catches bass and bluegill in a pond like a Rebel crick hopper. You can twitch it, pop it, walk it, and swim it. It's the ultralight fishing lure that looks and acts like a real grasshopper. The crick hopper works great in tandem with light spinning rods and reels with 4 or 6 pound fishing line. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle shops everywhere. The Rebel crick hopper.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
The best things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Loaded with fries, a drink, and 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Choose any 2 plus fries and a drink, all only $6.99. Hardee's Original Bag, loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Remodeling your bathroom? Don't let your imagination be limited by out-of-the-box shower doors or tub enclosures. Arkansas Glass and Mirror is your local source for all things glass, including plexiglass, mirrors, and shower doors since 1964. Arkansas Glass and Mirror has more selections, better prices, and the experience to help you build the shower of your dreams. They also have the only showroom in the area to help you create those dreams. Professional installation and professional service. Only at Arkansas Glass and Mirror, 1316 South Zero, Fort Smith, or online at arkansasglassandmirror.com. If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle and you'd never take your vehicle anywhere else. My fleet is small, 14 trucks and cars. It's a struggle every day with parts, employees, and scheduling, but one thing I never worry about is vehicles. Jody's has special fleet pricing, special in and out service, or free shuttle and pickup and delivery service. And they do everything. Service, repair, and maintenance. That makes my life much easier. All my vehicles go to Jody's.
Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we could do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials, tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire quote, get financing. Jody's Auto Service Centers, voted best of the best by our customers year after year. We're your neighbors since 1984 with 3 full-service locations in Fort Smith and Van Buren. See for yourself at JODYSAuto.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
But except we've got SEC finals. Deal with it. They're the best.
In the SEC, it just means more.
I know one thing. The SEC just got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
All right, so you got great college football this weekend, as we were talking with our friend Tom Murphy about. Starting at really 11 a.m. with Clemson and Georgia in Atlanta, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. You've got Miami and Florida in the Swamp, Notre Dame at A&M, and USC against LSU on Sunday in Vegas. All of those are going to be great. Other SEC news, Missouri beat the tar out of Murray State last night. No surprise there. And evidently, Tommy, Florida has a 50-50 raffle, which we've talked about a little bit with Bet Saracen. Evidently, Florida has figured it out in Gainesville with that 50-50 NIL stuff.
Yep, and Arkansas is going to have to get on the same page as a state in order to compete. So
I don't know if they're going to change.
The state legislature does not meet till January, so Jeez. I don't know what's going to get resolved between now and then. This is not a special session issue. They're not calling special sessions for this. Does this have to be a law change? Does it have to be a constitutional change? Or can the Gaming Commission simply make a rule change without legislature involvement? I don't know, but clearly the law right now doesn't allow for it.
All right, that's your SEC. By the way, real quick before we conclude our SEC update, game you're looking forward to the most this weekend in the conference related, I should say.
A&M Notre Dame.
A&M Notre Dame in
2 brands you love to hate.
11. The 12th man.
Anyway, they can both lose.
I don't think that's possible. We know who Zach Arns will be fighting for or going for. Curious to see what occurs in the 12th man in College Station.
All right, brought to you by APAC. They have immediate openings in immediate openings in Benton and Washington County. They have openings right now in the Boone, Marion, and Baxter County areas. So if you'd like to have a great job with a great company, you can check them out at go to jobs.crh.com. They need heavy equipment operators, licensed CDL drivers without an automatic restriction. They can put you in a truck today. They've got positions in their quarries. If you know how to build roads and construction, they can do that for you. You got a job that you can work with them on that. This is the company that builds a lot of our highways, a lot of our roadway system, and they need great people to help do that as well. That's jobs.crh.com. APAC is an equal opportunity employer. I've been seeing this sign for this place over by Walmart in Fort Smith called Sugar Llamas, and I've been I need to stay out of that, but Chris from Sugar Llamas just showed up in the lobby. Great way to get a free plug on the radio. Bring us food. Try one of them.
You want me to?
Just grab one. These are like mini donuts
with bacon on top.
Well, you grab one. There's one with bacon, and then there's one that's sugar. Just grab you one out of there. No, I didn't say take the box. Just grab one. I know what's going to happen. What do you think about that?
It's pretty good.
You boys immediately went for the bacon ones.
Yeah, that's pretty good, guys.
We put bacon on something, it makes it better.
We're supposed to share these with the whole office. What do you think?
I mean, I'm only going to have one, so that's up to you.
You are a liar. You are a liar. These are just little mini donuts.
I'm watching my weight. I'm feeling a little bloated lately.
It's not going anywhere.
Well, hang on. I've had one. Okay. You sure you didn't have more than one? I'm doing inventory here.
I mean, you saw me grab the box. You saw me grab it out of the box. I think it was just one.
Okay. I don't know. That was bacon. Then I had one that's just sugar, like a cinnamon sugar.
I had my doctor's appointment the other day, and Dr. Calloway said I was in pretty good health. I want to keep it that way. I need to get back in the gym.
I got to get these out of here.
Did you get a second opinion?
Sugar Llamas are like mini donuts.
Probably need a second opinion.
These are, holy smokes, these are good.
All right, let's talk to Logan, who's in Centerton this morning. Logan, welcome into the Morning Rush. You're on a food-filled Friday, I guess.
Thanks, Ty. Thanks, Tommy. Enjoy those donuts. They sound delicious.
I've never had anything like this. Y'all talk amongst yourselves.
Tommy's going to keep going over there if we're not careful.
See y'all Tuesday.
Go ahead, buddy.
So, Tommy, you and I are kind of on the same page. Going into that game last night, I just want to see the Hogs execute and have a little fight, not play down to the competition. I think that's exactly what happened last night. So, leaving this game, I'm completely happy. But my question for you guys is, with last night's performance, do you guys think that not necessarily quieted, but dampened the Bobby Petrino haters?
No, because you got to win a football game, like a real one. I mean, last night wasn't a real football game, if we're being honest. They shortened the second half. It was a team that was far less talented than you are.
Hang on, it wasn't a real football game. Why did they shorten the second half?
Because they were clobbering them.
Who was?
Arkansas.
Thank you.
But I'm talking about, he asked the question.
I didn't hear the question. Okay, I'm totally answering out of context.
Tommy was eating more donuts back.
No, I'm taking the donuts to the other end of the building so I can get away from them.
Being a good boss. So Logan asked the question, do you think last night's game kind of quieted the Bobby Petrino haters? And my response was, maybe I shouldn't use the context of real game.
Bobby Petrino haters? We have them? We haven't heard from any of these people.
I think there are still people that question whether, I mean, he hasn't, we go back, I know they threw up the highlights, not the highlights, the stats of 2010 and 2011, but there's been, I don't know, about 50% of the years since then that they haven't been that good offensively, that he or that level. And so people are wondering, I had the question when he got here. It's like they were a little bit better in College Station last year, but could they be prolific, which I don't know is necessarily fair.
I think the question, though, is what could Bobby Petrino potentially do if completely left with no handcuffs? And I think that's what we saw last night.
Yeah, but as you pointed out, and you did so astutely earlier in the show, you got to do it against a much stiffer competition down the stretch. Starting in Stillwater next week, and then when you go to Auburn week 4.
You haven't proven anything other than you can do it.
You asked a fair question earlier for our Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily question about, did last night change anything? And to me, maybe, I mean, this didn't necessarily the right answer. It's just my opinion. It didn't change anything for me. It might have changed something for you, which I don't blame you. A lot of you were really pessimistic heading into the season. I'm pretty straight line, 6-6. So we'll see if they can have that time.
Some would consider that not very optimistic either. So.
Yeah, I mean, but that's pretty down the middle. I don't feel like that's negative or way positive. It's just pretty 6-6.
But as you said, when I suggested we may go 7-5, well, no one, that can't be your long-term expectations. It is 2 wins in the right direction compared to last year, but I counter. Well, last year you had 39 different players on this team this year that weren't on last year's team. So I don't know. There's a lot of ways to argue both sides of it, but Bobby Petrino is not the Messiah. He is not going to be the savior of this program, but what he has done is elevated the offensive efficiency and the operation and the communication and the efficiency with which they play through one game.
Yeah, I think if you look at several of the games that Arkansas played in last season, this will be the final thought before we take it a break and we continue on here at Football Friday. The offense lost you games last year. I don't know if they're necessarily going to do that this upcoming season. I could be proven wrong. Maybe there's a game that Talon throws 3 or 4 picks, they fumble the ball 3 times, and they lose the game. I don't think that that's going to play out this year.
Yeah. All right, quick word for River City Coatings. I was over there a few weeks ago. I had some small pieces of metal I needed to attach to a golf cart to my golf cart so we could stick rangefinders and things that, need to magnetically stick in places that are aluminum and wouldn't stick. Very small project. And they were quick, and they were helpful, and they were affordable to get that done, and it perfectly matched the paint. Powder coating. I wanted to do that because now I never have to worry about it rusting. I never have to worry about painting it again. I don't have to worry about touch-ups because when you powder coat a piece of metal, it becomes part of the metal. So abrasions and chemicals and whatever you may find that you're dealing with aren't going to be a problem for the powder coating. We're talking things like metal outdoor patio furniture. We're talking about brake calipers or farm equipment. And they're certified with John Deere and many other brands to powder coat equipment. So if you're worried about the long-term maintenance issues, or maybe it's a piece of metal that's got to go way up high on a structure, and you don't have to worry about servicing and maintaining that down the road, powder coating is the way to go. Hey, if you think it's your project's too big, think again. If you think your project's too small, let River City Coatings show you how they can help you. 471-7675 is their number, 471-7675, or go to 306 Sycamore, 306 Sycamore in Van Buren, and you can find them online at rivercitycoatings.com.
All right, we'll react to more of your calls and texts. We're receiving plenty of them here on a Football Friday.
In studio like a seasoned vet this morning. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
I didn't think you had it in you.
I'm your Huckleberry. This is The Morning Rush.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. It's August, it's hot, and it's time to flip the lot. So we're giving you the best we've got. Save up to $6,000 on red tag clearance prices on a fantastic selection of road-ready certified used cars with warranty. Plus up to $2,000 extra for your trade and no payments for 90 days. They've all got to go. Right down to the bare asphalt. Get a great deal on a great car now and help us flip the lot. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath.
This is a public service announcement for hard seltzer lovers. Neutral Vodka Seltzer has arrived. Made with simple ingredients like vodka, seltzer, and real juice. Neutral tastes good. Like real good. So good that you'll never want to drink another artificial tasting seltzer again. Neutral's light and refreshing taste will show you what a vodka seltzer can be. Try Neutral, the one with the umlaut. Copyright 2023 Neutral Distilled Spirit Specialty, Los Angeles, California. Enjoy responsibly.
Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended, so call 784-9111. 784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Herod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 4th Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make a Wake Bait and Tackle.
Freedom Floors reminds listeners that more veterans will be returning home soon. These heroes have elite military training, but they need jobs too. That's why Freedom Floors is encouraging all local businesses hire smart and hire vets. That's Freedom Floors, your flooring professionals with those warm-looking woods tastefully carved for beauty and long-lasting elegance. Freedom Floors also has portable buildings and metal carports. Freedom Floors is located at 520 North Fine in North Little Rock. Call Freedom Floors at 501-480-5128. Proud to say USA all the way.
The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive. And financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The sign of a smart man is to understand that things change and to roll with those changes. And Ty, I applaud that you've done that.
Play action. Green rolling to his left. Going to throw it to the end zone. Complete. Touchdown, Arkansas. Touchdown, Arkansas. Ty Washington.
Do you want to watch the Morning Rush, Halftime, even Ruskin and Zach? Find our live video stream on Facebook, YouTube, X, Instagram, and Twitch. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio.
I want to listen to that play one more time because it was the throw of the night. I thought it was the play of the night. Taylon Green to Ty Washington.
Play action. Green rolling to his left. Going to throw it to the end zone. Complete. Touchdown, Arkansas.
Back shoulder, fading to his or running to his left. Just a pure throw. Taylor wasn't perfect last night. Had some misfires. You brought up earlier, Tommy, and I think you're right. We just see the quarterback maybe missing, but we don't know about the timing of the wide receiver, if they ran the route correctly, whatever. But that was, you talk about on the money for both sides with Ty Washington and Taylor. That was a great play last night.
I snuck next door in the other room and was talking with Matt, who will be on at 11 with Phil, and Matt Jones we were just talking about early in the game and Taylor getting settled in. You had some issues early, but you overcame him and you avoided an interception and a fumble and you settled in fairly quickly and executed very well in that first half. Hey, quick word for Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. You know, everyone's situation's a little bit different. But when you partner with Weichert and their team of agents, you're partnering with the best trained in the business. Nobody has a better training program than Weichert. Brandon and his group and his partners make sure that they have a plan on how they're going to list your home and how they're going to market your property to make sure you absolutely get the most for it. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or you're searching for your dream home, let them go to work and find the right property for you. Whether it's time to sell, they'll go to work getting you every dollar for your home and making sure you get exactly what your property's worth. Buyer or seller, they'll get you from contract to close. Now, you'll find Weichert Realtor, the Griffin Company, offices all over our listing area. In Northwest Arkansas, they're in Benton and Washington counties. In Fort Smith, you'll find them at the corner of Old Greenwood Road and Gary, right close to Southside High School. You'll find them in Branson, Missouri as well, and always online at WeichertGriffin.com.
All right, so we had that play. There was a few other plays that Taylor made that were pretty special last night, including close to the end of half. And not only were you impressed with maybe the starters, but Tommy, Tom brought up J.J. Hollingsworth, Greenwood kid, earlier. I liked what I saw from Malachi Singleton and K.J. Jackson. I have a friend that does radio in Montgomery, Alabama, said that K.J.'s high school coach called him the best player he's ever coached. And I like lefty quarterback, saw it. Was there anyone last night that you've heard about in camp, you've heard about in spring, you finally got to put your eyes on him and say, you know, I like this kid?
Yeah, and this was, let me find my box score here. I got it set over here. Hill, that running back. We hadn't heard
Rodney Hill, Florida
Hill.
State
Man,
transfer.
I'm telling you, we hadn't heard much. His name has not been brought up much, but he was pretty impressive. Now, he had 4 carries, 15 yards, but, man, I like the way he moved the ball.
How big is he? He's like 5'10", 180. He's not very big, like that big at all. And he ran like he was, 6'3", 220. He had some power behind his leg. It looked really good.
Yeah, he trucked that one linebacker, I think, on the way to the end zone on that one stretch play, if I remember that correctly.
Yeah, I like the way he looked.
He was, so what was interesting about the running back rotation last night, you knew Jaquindon was going to start. That was pretty understandable based on the depth chart and everything. But he came in, Rashad DeBinion came in a little later. I think he was the 4th guy in. Braylon Russell was 3rd. Benton, Arkansas, not too far from War Memorial Stadium. So that was a rotation. Rashad, Coach Pittman talked about earlier this week, dealing with a little injury. It's probably the reason. But Tommy, I'm curious. Is Hill the first one we see, or excuse me, second guy we see in Stillwater next week?
I don't know. But if you told me he was amongst your 3 or 4 best backs last night, I don't think there's any argument about that. Now, it's hard to say because they've seen dozens and dozens, maybe hundreds of runs from each of these guys in camp. Yeah. We saw 4. So I don't want to be a victim of overreacting to 4 carries that netted out 15 yards. But I just liked the way he ran the football last night.
Jackie in Cherokee Village says Malachi Singleton looked good, felt like he was accurate in mop-up duty. I say mop-up duty. He started the second half, and then KJ kind of finished it up. That was the real mop-up
He was 8 of 10, so, I mean, to if you want to zero in on accuracy, I think that's good analysis.
Malachi's a little smaller than KJ Jackson, who's the third-string Blake Boda, the kid from Florida's the fourth-string kid. But, yeah, I think, and we were talking about Hill. You mentioned Hill's toughness earlier, kind of running through that linebacker, Colton. Malachi ran through a linebacker, I think, too, on the way to the end zone on that rushing touchdown he had.
I was excited. Sorry, Tommy. I was excited to see Monte Harrison. I wanted to know if he was going to be a sideshow, just a spectacle, or whether or not he was going to be like a player, and they were going to give him an opportunity to carry the ball and do anything with it at all. So the first play that I saw from him from scrimmage on the offense, ran the guy off, looked like an athlete. The second play, he took the Pine Bluff cornerback and blocked him into the water cooler. Like a grown man out there running around. And I think by the time it's all said and done, that dude will be toting the rock at least a couple times a game somehow.
How about Satania? We only saw 1 target, had 1 catch, 34 yards or something like that, 34 yards.
Route.
I thought he really showed off in special teams more so. And I know the punt return didn't stand for a touchdown, but we saw what we saw.
Mm-hmm.
Thought that was kind of a bogus block in the back call myself. But that.
Oh, really?
You didn't think that was you thought that was a block in the back?
I mean, he pushed him in the back right by Isaiah taking it back. Was that not what? Were you? Well, hold on. Would you have kept the flag in the pocket in that situation?
Yes.
Really?
I didn't think he was big enough. And his hands were up. Did he screen him? Did he move him? Yeah, but that's football. I didn't think that was enough to draw a flag. But the game was sometimes when the game is tilted in one favor, the 50-50 call, and I'm not sure that was even 50-50.
Okay.
Is not going to go in your favor when you're handily up. Now, and I'm sure they talked to him on the sideline, and you know what I'm getting ready to say, that letting the ball loose at or near the goal line, you got to be smarter than that. Now, he is, and he won't make that mistake again.
Yeah, no, I would guess he probably got a talking to by Ronnie Fouch, the wide receivers coach, and probably Scott Fountain as well, the special teams coordinator.
You can't be doing that.
Jamie from Vantville saying, the running back and wide receiver distribution is what surprises and excites me. Nobody had a ton of yards, but look at our options. And think about this. So Arkansas hangs 70 on UAPB, which we don't want to overreact to, but your best wide receiver, at least in my opinion, didn't play a snap last night, and Andrew Armstrong. Now, you need him. You are not, in my opinion, you're not winning in Stillwater, Oklahoma without Andrew Armstrong. But for the most part, Tommy, they didn't look out of sorts, out of sync for the majority of that game with maybe one, if not their best skill position player.
Yeah, and you got to, what was the coach said? It was at the outset, 83 players. They had, I forget the number that made the trip, 90 some odd players made the trip, 83 of them played in the game. So, that was all very, very positive about last night. Hey, football is back this weekend. TGI Fridays on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith has great meal deals starting at $9.99, which would include an entree, side, and fountain drink. There are 6 delicious, or there's different options to choose from, including their 6-ounce sirloin with seasoned fries for $15.99. Their bacon ranch chicken sandwich, which you can enjoy with seasoned fries for $11.99. Let's see, chicken Caesar salad for $10.99, and a lot more. The meal deals are also include a tasty chicken fettuccine Alfredo. It's served with their great garlic breadsticks. If you haven't had those, you need to try it for $12.99, or get a cheeseburger with seasoned fries for only $9.99. It's all at TGI Fridays, and don't forget on Mondays, 50-cent wings. TGI Fridays, 540 in Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
So we've taken a few of your opinions. Tommy, myself, Colton have given our opinions. What did Coach have to say after last night's game?
These games are scary at times because preparation, they had 52 new kids, and also because you don't know everything about your team. I felt like we were prepared. Our coaches did a really good job, but to go 10 times I guess I heard it's never been done in the history of the school. And against whomever you play, that's extremely hard to do, obviously, since it's never been done before. So really happy with the offensive staff, defensive staff, special teams. You know, we had too many penalties. We ended up having 5 in the first half, and that's too many. We cut it down to 1 in the second half. But, man, what a good performance. A lot of guys showed up, you know, so it was a lot of fun.
And we jokingly touched on some more moral stuff earlier, but Tommy, for Nico Davier, we mentioned Braylon Russell's touchdown earlier. The Central Arkansas kids that got to be there. Colton, you brought up Monte Harrison. Monte Harrison's kid was there last night. There was a really unique moment. Sawyer Rattler caught it on video of him taking a picture of his kid at midfield at War Memorial Stadium. So that is a big deal for Central Arkansas kids. I was talking with Matt at halftime about this. We from the jump yesterday, he referenced some Central Arkansas guys, how big of a deal it was for them. I thought it was cool that certain guys, particularly Davier and Russell, had some success last night.
Yeah, and Coach spoke to that, and I think this will allow him, because he talked about having 48 different captains throughout the course of the 12 games and figuring it out following the season to name team captains. I think I like that measured approach, but depending on who you're playing, where you're playing at, road game, home game, you can, get kids that, that it might mean a little bit more to be a captain at a place like Auburn coming up, or maybe a kid that's from Tulsa or Oklahoma City or someone on the roster. I don't have a name offhand, but be one of your captains next week. So I kind of like the way they're doing this rather than just naming 4 or 5 for the season and being done with that.
I don't think there's, and you tell me if I'm wrong on this, I don't think there's anything Arkansas could have done more last night that it exceeded expectations. I mean, you went, as we said, 10 for 10. They didn't cross midfield to nearly 2 minutes left in the first half. You did everything you were supposed to do, and now the real competition begins. And we brought this up earlier. We felt like the real opener of your season, per se, was when you go to Stillwater, Oklahoma. You're giving, we talked about there weren't a lot of fans that attended last night. You're giving fans an opportunity to really show out for that UAB game. If you can do something in Stillwater next week.
But again, go back and listen to today's show. Go back and listen to some of the things that are said now, and then let's follow that up with how we're talking, I guess, a week from Monday after the Oklahoma State game. I mean, we're on the high of a dominating win against a much lesser opponent. Again, that's why we've said all summer, let's wait and see what happens in Stillwater. They exceeded the expectations I had. You played a clip earlier kind of flashing back to something I said yesterday. Hey, they're going to have 10 or 11 drives. You're asking them to score on 7 or 8 of those to get to 50 points. Well, guess what? I didn't think they could do it, and they did.
And I was in lockstep with you. I was like, there's no way they cover.
And if they'd have scored 50 and won 49-0, I mean, other than those that had money on the game, that have a wagering interest, you'd have been as impressed with 50-0 or 50-7. So I think they exceeded all of our expectations with simply the execution. The thing I like more than anything, though, the physical attack that they had at the point of attack, where the ball was going. Arkansas wasn't being hit, stuck, and stopped immediately by Pine Bluff defenders. Arkansas wasn't being drugged for 4, 5, 6 yards to allow a first down with their defenders. Arkansas won the physical battles at the point of attack, the one-on-one matchups, and that's a great sign moving forward. Doesn't mean that's what's going to happen in Stillwater. But I got a pretty good idea if it didn't happen in Little Rock last night, it wasn't going to happen in Stillwater.
Yeah, Jamie brings up he's mad that he didn't see the punter last night.
You're mad? Surely that's sarcasm.
There's sarcasm. He said, it's just kidding at the tail end of that text. But there are a lot of things. And if we go on the opposite side, if we take off our rose-colored glasses for a sec, I mean, Talon wasn't supremely accurate. He had some issues. There was a few timing stuff. We could talk about the wide receivers and things. Is there anything on defense that worried you last night? I mean, I didn't see anything. I mean,
the secondary got beat deep a couple of times. They were burned a couple of times.
That's fair. You can point to that because there was a couple times on the back end they got beat. And if you can get beat by UAPB wideouts, you can get beat by the guys in.
You got bailed out by the quarterback stepping out of bounds as he's throwing the ball. That bailed you out on one play. I thought the defensive line had a heck of a night. They dominated up front. There was no doubt about who was in charge.
Gregory got that first sack.
There was a couple of, maybe tackles they could have or should have made for loss that, it took the second guy to get it. But, I think, again, we're picking at threads here. You're trying to get the fly poop out of the pepper, and that's, you're really looking close on this.
Well, I'm going to be honest. Prior to you saying that this morning, I've never heard that phrase before. Was that a dad, grandpa?
No, a friend of mine. That's one that he uses when you're really trying to zero in on the faults, and there's not much there. I mean, last night, if you're picking it, there's a few things, but trying to pick the pepper out of the fly poop out of the pepper, that's just going to be hard to do.
Well, I think it's a balance, right? Because you don't want to overdo it with the success, but you also are trying to just
keep it in context. You beat UA Pine Bluff 70-0. Just keep that in context. Keep it to scale.
But you're balancing it, right? As a fan,
I don't need to balance anything. It's its own bucket. There's not going to be another game in the next 11 like it. There's no comparison the rest of the way to it.
Okay.
It's its own thing this year.
And you said earlier in the show you think it changed maybe your opinion, what did you say, about 15%? Maybe from an offensive standpoint?
It just showed me of the capabilities they have. Mm-hmm. Again, it's not easy to execute all those plays against air, much less against even an FCS opponent.
Zach,
so I'm not going wild and saying, "By God, 10-2 now." I mean, it's just it doesn't move me off 7-5 one bit.
You're not packing.
It just gives me hope that maybe some of these 50-50 games we've talked about, and Bobby Petrino being worth a touchdown, might actually be reality and not just a little Kool-Aid sipping.
Chris Lowe, ESPN.com, college football writer and reporter, had this to say last night. He said, a lot of tests to come for Arkansas, but I had an NFL scout that watched the Razorback practice and recently told me that Taylon Green and Bobby Petrino combination was going to be a real problem for opposing defenses this season. It'll be fun to see how the 6'6", 230-pound Taylon Green develops. And it's not just the combination of the offensive coordinator and the OC, it's the combination of the alpha running back and the alpha quarterback, which Coach Pittman touched on a little bit last night.
Yeah, wasn't that something? I mean, Jaquindon really looked good, and of course we didn't play him in the second half, nor did we play Taylon Green in the second half. But to come out, both new guys, Jaquindon showed that he can make you miss, he can run over you. Obviously, he can catch the ball out of the backfield. And, of course, Taylon, Bobby and I talked about we really don't know exactly what we have until somebody's, trying to run and tackle him. And, on the where he got flushed out of the pocket.
And that play at the end of the second half was indicative. This kid can make you miss. If it's not,
it goes down as a 36-yard run, but he ran 70.
Yeah,
he retreated to the 50, went to the far sideline. And when people want to compare him to Matt Jones, and he's not Matt Jones, even though Matt Jones is 17 feet from me, that was a Matt Jones-like run. Is he a poor man, Matt Jones? Maybe. But he showed the elusiveness and the ability to elude defenders. And I can't wait to hear Matt talk about that play because I want to hear about the vision that goes in. You got to have some vision and the ability to make people miss to pull off that run.
Well, we've talked with Roman Harper about this before, former Alabama safety, and he used to be like, I always thought I had an angle on Matt. And then he would. Yeah. And for last night, there was probably some safety and corners that are like, Tommy, I got an angle on this kid. And then Taylor goes,
but
gone.
You won't be able to do that against SEC athletes.
No, you're right.
Their speed and their angle of pursuit will be much different and much quicker. Hey, if you're going to be out fishing this weekend on a jetty at the on the Arkansas River, or maybe you're working some laydowns on the lake, take the Heddon Super Spook Junior with you. It's the top water bait to call up those summer bass. The Super Spook Junior is the smaller version of the world's most famous topwater lure. The Spook is the original walk the dog lure. It's been tricking big bass for more than 100 years. Find the Heddon Super Spook Junior. You can find it at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores everywhere. It's the Heddon Super Spook Junior.
Some great college football this Labor Day weekend. Notre Dame Fighting Irish taking on A&M. Georgia and Clemson battling in Atlanta in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Miami and Florida go at it, plus LSU and USC, a few of the games this weekend. That one is in Vegas. So a great weekend of college football. Final weekend, no NFL. Then next Thursday, you'll have the Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Baltimore Ravens to get the NFL season started. And Tommy, it won't just be a Saturday thing. Next weekend, it'll be a Friday high school, Saturday college, and Sunday NFL.
Yeah, looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to maybe just some rain, some relaxation this weekend, and just football, man. It's going to be awesome.
There were some to-do things that you had to figure out with the outdoor setup at your house. Did you get those?
The TV, I hadn't put it up. It's in, it's in the box still, but it's at least at the house.
At least at the house, at least partially. So you did got the Sam's thing worked out.
Well, I just had to go back over there and have my driver's license to use my own money. It's an amazing thing.
All right, that's going to do it for us here. Coming up, Phil Elson, Matt Jones. You're going to get some great perspective from Matt on Taylon Green and his ability as a quarterback. That's coming up. Stay with us all day long. Halftime and Ruskin and Zach later on.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fenceman was my first call. The Fenceman does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782